All right, we are live. What is up, everybody? Back at it. We're going to call this the SGP Super Bowl prop party with Mackenzie Rivers here. You know, Mackenzie and I for years have always kind of bashed the parlay crowd, the SGP crowd. Like, it's not a plus EV bet. You can't be a long-term profitable winner betting these types of things. You got to get the best odds, the best big, bet straight up, etc. But this is the Super Bowl. We're here to have some fun.
Right.
And there actually are some edges where you can think about these things strategically in terms of how you think game script, game flow is going to go in these situations. So we're just going to talk about how we would structure our own single game parlay, as well as a pick'em, same format on Underdog. We'll do DraftKings first, kind of let Mackenzie lead there. So we got the DraftKings window open. Before we dive into things, Mackenzie, I know you've got your list of picks that we're going to talk through. What's your experience playing SGPs, playing them more lately than you have in the past, or just specifically for a big event like this? What are your kind of thoughts on how to think strategically about this type of a contest / bet?
Yeah, as my refrigerator turns on, as soon as it's my turn to talk, I'll turn that off in a second. It's a lot like slots. Here in Vegas, you meet a lot of advantage slot players, and I think there's a disconnect when people think plus EV strategy, not necessarily plus EV across the board, means I don't have to have a strategy. But the exact opposite is true. There's no one more in tune to every nook and cranny of their play than someone that has either no edge and it's just playing for fun, but wants to be able to get his credits and get a hotel every week and not lose any money. Versus times where there are opportunities to go to the right slot machine and be plus EV. So because we know you're going to bet it, like we know you might go to the slot machine when you're at a video poker bar, why not maximize your advantage? SGPs just became a thing in Vegas in the last couple of years. It's not part of my traditional betting, but there's no feeling like it when you have an 11-1 and it's a walking chair winner. So we're going to try to give you that experience for the Super Bowl.
100%. Talk about the key things you're looking for here in terms of building out the SGP card that you want to. Certain books versus others, it's not as easy to like look at an odds jam and see the board in terms of, who has better SGP odds, FanDuel versus DraftKings. Maybe it's more of a feel thing, more of an experience thing. What are your thoughts on how to approach that and to kind of select the right platform to get these bets off?
A lot of it's going to be what you have available to you. MGM was the first to come out with SGPs here in Vegas, so have more experience with that. But the more outs you have, the better you are able to find value, because George Holani, 50-1 at DraftKings, 65-1 to win MVP at FanDuel. That's not a insignificant difference. DraftKings, just when I'm thinking about it, when I'm like putting it together, I think is the best, because of, as you see on the screen there, the dynamic odds feature, where you're not saying this is the odds of what's going to happen for this bet. It is in context of the other bets you already have on your card. So it's easier to see, just as a rule of thumb, two -110 bets that have no correlation should be plus 260, plus 262, depending how fair your book is. So if it's plus 280, it means the interpretation of the algorithm is that it's anti-correlated. It's less likely than two random 50-50 events. If it's plus 230, for example, like Sam Darnold to go under his passing prop and to throw an interception, it's saying there is correlation there. We're not going to give you as if they're uncorrelated events. You're going to have to pay a little bit or get a little bit back. But that is one that I like. That is a parlay builder. I feel like if he throws that early interception, Clint Kubiak and co, especially if they're winning and they're favored, might be conservative with Darnold for the rest of the game.
How do you go about just starting an SGP for a game like this? All the eyes on it, all the public money on it. You just take your strongest stance and build from there, or how are you thinking about those type of things here?
Yeah, I do that. I like the Seahawks in the game, so that's always going to inform my thinking of, all right, I'm looking at the game script in my mind's eye. The Seahawks are winning. How does the fourth quarter play out? That definitely factors in. But you can also just take premises and build from there. Like something I've heard you talk about this week a lot is that you love the Patriots' rush defense. That's a question. Is the Patriots' rush defense as amazing as it has been the last 4 weeks? Will they have all their players back? Maybe it is. If it is, how does the game play out with that one pillar of, okay, the rush defense is way better than it is on the year to date. It's actually as good as it's been the last 4 weeks. We should expect Kenneth Walker to go way under. We should expect the Seahawks to have to throw early because that's what the Broncos had to do. That's what the Chargers had to do. That's what the Texans have to do. Same thing with the concept of, will these quarterbacks be nervous in a cagey opening? If we think, like a lot of Josh McDaniels Super Bowls, he's averaging 0.8 points per game as a play caller in 5 Super Bowls in the first quarter, 3 points in 5 quarters, 0.6 actually. If we say that, okay, that I think is something likely to happen, how does the rest of the game play out like that? And how do the Seahawks respond to a very conservative opening from the Patriots? So there's different pillars you can build on and say, all right, if this is true, what does the rest of the game look like?
Yeah, 100%. I think also just in terms of contest selection, where you're going to bet these single game parlays, et cetera, I think you always want to look at just where do you have the best promos at too, because a lot of these sports books, they want you to take these high risks. I would say long-term, they're little reward, even though in the short term, they're a big reward here. They want you to take these types of wagers, shop around that way, see what type of SGP promos that FanDuel has versus DraftKings versus Caesars, MGM, et cetera, and kind of go from there and compare those odds and build them on those different places, see what the end odds are that you can have at the end of the day. So we'll start here with Mackenzie's SGP for DraftKings, and starting off with the over. I know we talked a lot in our last 2 kind of player prop specific podcasts with me and you, and then me, you, and Scott, about just trusting in the Seahawks offense overall, leaning towards the Patriots having a high pass volume type of game here. Is this kind of what you want to build off of with the over 45.5?
I'm thinking of all the Patriots Super Bowls in the past, and like, for example, Carolina, New England. I know Josh McDaniels was just the quarterback's coach, but it's part of his history. It was like 3-0 at the end of the first half, and it was up 32-29. So I think an over possibility does not necessarily nullify the start of the game going under, and a lot of unders to start the game. So they actually allow you first quarter passing yards. So I put one together I like a lot. That's 37-1. That is kind of contingent on the game starting off slow, both quarterbacks going under their passing yards. It's 49.5 for Sam Darnold, 42.5 for Drake May.
Okay.
It's in the regular passing props.
How are you, like, let me ask you, I should have asked it a different way. Like, how are you starting to build this card? Like, I know you built it already. Like, how did you start to build this card? Are you just taking that premise of like low scoring first quarter is correlated with high scoring just overall games in Super Bowl history?
Well, it's not correlated. But the thing is, if you're betting an anti-correlated parlay and you're getting paid for it, maybe it's less anti-correlated than the book thinks. In most games, if you have a game where both quarterbacks go under their passing props in the first quarter, you got to scroll all the way down. They have individual ones. Then yes, it's likely to go under in the game. I just don't think that's the case here. I think there's a new effect, special for the Super Bowl, special for this game, where it might be 0-0, 3 runs and a punt, super cagey in the first quarter, and then just be a normal game after that. And like you said, for the normal game in this matchup, I like the over. So I bet under the first quarter, Drake May 42.5.
All right.
With the over. Under Sam Darnold 49.5.
All right.
And so then
I got to get the over in here real quick. All right. So we're going to put those together.
So
we've got those 2 in there, and then we're going to turn this into an SGP. Make sure we stick to our dynamic odds, right?
Yes.
So we want to add picks. That takes you back to dynamic odds. So we can see what's this going to go to. So now we have this at plus 256, just the 2 first quarter bets alone. We're going to add the over to make it now plus 700. Where are we going next after this?
And then because I just think it's an over game and it's a regular game, both of these quarterbacks are priced pretty low compared to their season averages. I go back to passing. Darnold over the 230.5.
All right.
May over 220.5. And any combination of these, like just the 2 quarterbacks under, I think is more correlated than the plus 256 is telling you. So I think there's some value there. So we're building on that value. So we both go quarterbacks both over their overall passing props.
All right, so we're going to go over 220. So we're going to turn this into 13-1 with Drake May passing over. Going to go up to 27-1.
And then this one is kind of correlated. It makes sense, but it's just in line with what I think one of the better bets prop wise is on the game. The last one is Hunter Henry, 40 plus receiving yards. So it'd be the same as over 39.5.
Okay.
And that jumps it up to should be 37-1 last time I checked.
36-1.
See, they're already
okay.
Trying to short pay us. 37-1 10 minutes ago. But yeah, I like that. I feel like what I mean, if it's a shootout game like many expect, what doesn't hit here? I mean, obviously they could have big first quarters and this would be dead in the water. But if I get past the first quarter and I'm live, I think 30% of the time it's just one of those shootouts. The Seahawks just had a 58-point game. The Patriots haven't this playoffs, but they've had plenty, 35-31 versus the Bills. I could just see it being that type of game.
Right. I think people are definitely underestimating that for sure. I think there maybe – I understand the DVOA metrics. I just – something tells me that could we perhaps be overrating the Seahawks defense in a way to where I haven't heard a single person say New England
Buccaneers put up 35 on them in Seattle this season.
Right.
It hasn't been like lights out like the 2000 Ravens or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about all the different quarterbacks that have gone over the 220.5 passing yards. Maybe the Patriots defense is a little underrated, but I don't think they're exactly elite either.
Are they better than the Rams? I don't know. Maybe they're about as good in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the Rams really showed a lot of cracks towards the end of the season. They gave up a ton of points to Bryce Young in the wild card round as well. So I don't think the Seahawks, the Rams defense was all that great against the Seahawks or just in general down the stretch.
Sure.
Where do you like draw the line? Like when you get, cause we kind of like have that see how the kind of the ladder climbs up with the odds. You get the 28-1, then you get the 36-1. Like, is it like, 6 just a good number? Are you trying to get over a 30-1 type of edge here? Obviously, the likelihood is this does not hit. We want to be able to say long-term, can this hit if I bet it X amount of times? Like, how do you kind of view that overall?
That's a good question. I think I build the most ambitious parlay and think, my exact game script in my head. If I one of those games, and we've all had them, where it's like, wow, I had a crystal ball for that game. It worked out exactly the way I had. And then I kind of peel back things that I'm less sure about. So if you wanted to sprinkle on a more safe bet, just the two quarterbacks under and the game over at, what was that, 13-1? Or maybe it was a little bit less than that. But I think that's, maybe more valuable. Maybe that's more plus EV. So you can mix and match these, the things that you think are more correlated. Like what would be worried to be about the 36-1 just off the cuff is that Sam Darnold would go over his prop too, because it might be a game where he just doesn't need to do that much if the Seahawks win, like I think. So maybe just take the Sam Darnold off and see where we're at, because the rest kind of fit together.
So let's say if we take off Sam Darnold over 230.5. Okay, so we go down to 21-1.
Yeah, and I think that's. I mean, we didn't cut our price in half, and I think it could be the most 50-50 of those bets, because if the Seahawks win, and just to show you, I don't think it's good EV, but look at the dynamic odds of the Seahawks winning, giving all the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, but you still have to get over the 45.5 point total.
Right.
Like that to me is like where I think about, like, if I have a conviction that the Seahawks, okay, yes, let's say they go over their team total and help carry us to the finish line there. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it on the ground. So I think I actually like that you included Darnold in that, because
that makes sense.
I believe it's going to have to go through Darnold unless we just get these fluky pick sixes, 4 turnover Drake May type of game.
And that's another pillar that we kind of talked about in a pre-production, as it were. Or maybe I said it live on the air. I don't know. So casual with you. I don't even remember. But if the Patriots rush defense is that good, I mean, I think maybe this could be part of that, but I think that's a whole nother parlay where, Darnold's going to have to go over. JSN's probably going to go over. And then maybe because there's more possessions in the game with a lot of passing, maybe that's why Drake May goes over his too. So the 36-1 is perfect. I don't know why I would take anything off.
Yeah, right. So like so you can do it here with the 230 plus. You get to the same odds, 36-1. Just going to play around for a second to see like what can we actually get this high, a little bit higher too.
JSN.
What would you like? Because the one thing I thought of here, like I brought up the defense versus position rankings again, where you want to attack the Seahawks, right? Like they're actually bottom 10 in production allowed to tight ends here, whereas they're borderline elite everywhere else, or they are elite against running backs and borderline elite against defending passing games, quarterback, receivers. You could throw in like an Austin Hooper to get 10 plus yards. It's kind of showing you like that next bet is going to take you to 65-1, almost doubling that. I think we could see a lot of 2 tight end sets. That could be one example of like you trying to raise.
And that's a good example of they think that Austin Hooper catching a lot is very anti-correlated, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's more likely given the game script we're thinking of to happen.
Right. Yeah. I just actually, this is something I wanted to look up earlier. I'm just going to pull up PFF for a second, and the Patriots passing game splits with Hunter Henry. And I just wanted to pull up Austin Hooper for 1 second. Just kind of show you how we're thinking about this. Austin Hooper, 6 routes in the conference championship game. These are his snaps overall for the season. So you're seeing, double-digit routes pretty much on average. I mean, dipped a little bit in the playoffs, 7 and 6. Maybe it goes up.
As did every passing stat for them, yeah.
Yeah, and then when you look at just strictly the receiving profile, you can see the percentage of slot routes. We talked about this on our prop podcast. He's in line as a tight end 73% of the time over the course of the season. He's only slot 11.8%. But if we pull up Henry, it's almost the opposite. So you're not really seeing too much of a overlap there. So Hunter Henry, let's see here, for the season, he's slot 43% of the time, in line only 40% of the time. So I think you could see, I would want to pull up to see how often they're on the field together. But I think you can already see like there are a lot of opportunities for them to be on the field together. If Hunter Henry's playing slot, Hooper is lined up as an inline tight end. We've seen Hooper had these games where he pops up for a touchdown here and there. Back in week 17 against the Jets, 2 catches, 11 yards, and a touchdown here. So I'd say you're kind of 50-50, like starting from week 16, he's had 10 plus yards in 3 out of 6 games. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. Obviously the Denver game, a little bit of an asterisk there for no passing game production in the second half for anybody in New England. But yeah, just interesting to see how you can kind of build off that. You would need to get up a decent bit on JSN to where it's like, this whole kind of game flow that you put together here, I guess JSN could still have a good game, but like, what are you getting? Like, what does he have to actually get to for you to really take this bet to the next level? You got to pay a decent price on JSN here.
So, wow. I mean, I wish there was a no on 50 plus. It gives you from 36-1 to 37-1. Right. So they're saying that's 95% that happens. If Darnold goes over, JSN gets 50 yards. I don't know if it's 95%, although it's very likely. So it's not worth putting on your card.
Okay, so everyone watching, make sure you write it down. Make sure you take a screenshot here. If you're listening, if you're watching, 6 picks on DraftKings, 36-1, straight from Mr. Mackenzie Rivers here, who is banned on Twitter. Hopefully, if Elon Musk is listening, he can unblock Mackenzie.
Right. And I'll say only good things about you.
All right, so that was a fun little exercise there. I just want to pop it over to Underdog. We're going to use their here. I always play best ball on Underdog. I've actually never done a pick'em here before. We're going to do this kind of thought exercise in the same type of way. So we're going to go to use the 10% boost. We are going to go to their pick'em tab, or if it lets me go, let's see. Hold on. Or you know what? I actually might have an issue here doing it. I had this the same notes written out, but you know what? I might be having an issue because of being in Pennsylvania. I'm thinking, is that what it is?
I know in New York you call 1-800-HOPE text NY or something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. You know what? We'll just keep it to DraftKings for now. So Underdog's messing up there. So I just want to do a similar type exercise here before we get out of your hands. I want to do the same what I was talking about with the props we gave out on the show and my favorite props so far for the game. And I want to go to the Kenneth Walker rushing and not put everything together that I've bet so far, but like only kind of what is correlated. So again, you got to scroll down to get to the over-unders here. So I'm going to do Kenneth Walker. We're going to go under the 73.5 rushing yards. I want to do the Patriots running back in terms of how I think these two teams match up against each other with their respective defenses. So we're going to go Travion Henderson rushing attempts. Let's see, over-under. Here we go. Rushing attempts. Oh, you only get an over-under. Right. You only get an over.
Dang.
Oh, that sucks.
DraftKings, they're making it tough. So what would be his rushing yards over-under? They probably have that.
Okay, let's see.
But attempts is more directly correlated. I get you because you're thinking.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Kind of make them throw.
Yeah. I mean, let's just see what it looks like. Like, let's assume we're using a different site with similar odds, and we're getting similar odds to the under rushing attempts, right?
So look at that, plus 274. They're saying it's less like it's anti-correlated. I mean, I guess if Walker has a really bad day, they might punt more, but I don't think it's correlated at all. So you're getting better odds than 250-50 bets at plus 274. I kind of like that already.
Yeah, well, I don't think these are correlated at all. I'm just kind of like I want to kind of just make sure each team I have is correlated in a way. Like, so I want to bet under on Travion's usage for the Patriots, and I want to bet over on Ramondre Stevenson's usage. We talked about liking the receptions. So you gotta scroll really a lot here. You got to get to the over-unders. Yeah, they make this really difficult. The best bets are the ones that are
exactly
close. Yeah,
they're like coin toss minus 105 right up front.
Yeah, and this actually moved from where we gave it out.
2.5 now, 3.5.
At 2.5 now at 3.5.
Yeah, big difference.
So let's just put it in for the sake of this exercise here. Then we're gonna go to Kenneth Walker had issues having rushing efficiency. Jackson Smith and Jigba over the 6.5 catches. I still like that. I'm going to pop that in 12-1. Still not that great. And then I want to go to the passing we talked about with Drake May on the attempts and the pass rate for New England. So let's go back there. So Drake May throwing to Ramondre Stevenson. The Patriots can't run the ball, a.k.a. Henderson under the rushing yards as well. So let's go to passing attempts over for Drake May, 18-1. So we're not kind of getting unless we get to the next one at 36-1.
I'm curious. Throw in the quarterback's first quarter unders, which is like not related at all, but
okay.
I do think those are just good bets.
So we'll just do May. Yeah, okay, so you can get to 39. Or no, that's first half.
That's first half, which is probably the same as it would be.
36-1. So it almost pretty much the same exact thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let's go to actually the one that we talked about that I think I liked the most from our podcast was the one Scott talked about that I also really liked. George Holani. Yeah. Actually want to do the receptions on Holani.
Yeah. And then throw in Holani to get 2 touchdowns and we'll all retire.
So we're at 31-1. What about the receiving? Let's say we'll add the 7th one on top and we'll do the double dip on Holani here for receiving yards. Where is this receiving yards?
I wonder if they have both available. Because, I mean, that's obviously – yeah, they're not giving you anything extra for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would think you would get a little higher for – because it's so correlated, basically.
Yeah,
that's why.
If he gets 3 catches or 2 catches, right. He could get 2 screen passes that are stuffed.
What's a quote-unquote anti-correlated bet you think we could take this over 40 with?
Let's see. Man, do they have Kenneth Walker attempts? Because there is a chance that they're just running him into the ground in the fourth quarter like they did against the Rams. 19 attempts. So it should be like more than double the payout for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. So Kenneth Walker over rushing attempts.
Yes. Right, I mean, it's obviously the most anti-correlated thing to his
right. Yeah.
His yards.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get 20 in this scenario, but he might get, let's see what it's at.
Over 18. Ooh, wow.
But it's almost triple. Yeah.
95-1. Wow, that's
So
pretty
he had
nuts.
19 attempts against the Rams and 53 yards. I mean, obviously, we don't
Yeah,
just think
exactly.
everything
19
that happened
carries.
last week is going to happen, but it's possible.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I think that I would just, maybe I would take a little bit and put it on the 95-1 and then maybe put 75, 80% or more on the 6 picks for 31-1. I guess so let me just take it back here to George Holani real quick for the receiving yards. Like, is it even worth putting on that extra leg that they are correlated? Do you think that's not worth what the plus 700?
It seems like a separate play.
Separate play. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're going to be throwing more if Kenneth Walker goes under. But what happens to the 31-1 without Holani at all?
With no Holani, I think we were at 18-1.
Right. So it doesn't even come close to doubling,
right?
Despite adding a 50-50 bet. So maybe that's the base.
Okay, so we get the 33-1 with Holani over 1.5. Okay, I like that one. This is the one I think I like the most. I personally, and look, like we said off the bat, like we're not people who have played SGPs for a long time. We stick to more traditional betting in handicapping, but
a lot of vig in these markets. We understand.
Yeah, that's the reason why I usually don't play them. But I'm always giving out big player prop cards. I think the thing, obviously, I don't want my props to conflict with each. Sometimes, for example, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to bet Sam Darnold under his passing yards and JSN over his receptions. And I'll be like, you know what? I'm very confident that I'm going to hit at least one of these. But you know what? I can middle it and hit two. Like, I'm not trying to really throw that into the mix here. But I think just looking at the Seahawks are correlated with each other, and I think the Patriots are correlated with each other, right? So we say that May throws the ball a lot. They only trust Stevenson as the only running back who can handle passing downs and pass blocking. We go over his receptions. Patriots don't have any success running the ball at all, a.k.a. Trevion Henderson doesn't play at all under his rushing yards. Okay, so we got those three Patriots props set, correlated. Now we have the Seahawks side, which is like really no matter how this game turns out, I think the Seahawks will have trouble running the ball, and they'll have a little more success throwing the ball. So we get the running back who's going to be on the field for a lot of those passing snaps. We get a better number on him compared to Kenneth Walker in the receiving game. We get the over 6.5 for the safety valve in JSN, and we get under on Kenneth Walker. So I don't know if that's the right way to think about doing this, but at least for me, like I feel better just thinking about the two sides in terms of correlation just within each team's scheme and how they're going to kind of approach this game, I guess.
Yeah, I think we can boil it down to this. There's two ways to have a profitable SGP or any parlay. Either it's more correlated than the book thinks, like maybe if the Seahawks can't run, they're throwing like every down. So Kenneth Walker under is very correlated to George Carolani. They think it's like 60% correlated and it's 80% correlated. So that's one way. And I think we have a lot of that in our cards. And the other way is the book thinks it's very anti-correlated and it's less anti-correlated than you think. Like I think thinking about the MVP market we've been talking about, Julian Edelman won the MVP because the Patriots scored 13 points. So I think JSN going over 80.5 is not that anti-correlated to the total the way most times a number one wide receiver and the total are very correlated. I think he's going to get his numbers almost regardless of that.
Yeah, and like I'm just thinking about like
the under and JSN by itself, I think has some merit, or the under and Darnold to throw a pick and JSN over.
Right.
It's not correlated. Darnold throwing a pick is not good for JSN, but it's less anti-correlated than most quarterback receivers that the algorithm's trained on.
Can you put Super Bowl MVP into this or no?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking of like the game script where he wins it, and I think plus 550 is not a good number. Maybe it's 8-1, like when Cooper Kupp won it. But that's the kind of game I imagine where Darnold doesn't get the MVP, but JSN is going to get his.
Yeah. I'm wondering about touchdown scorer because you're looking at Holani, for example, kind of like doubling down on him. Like maybe they could use him as a Charbonnet short down back if Kenneth Walker is having issues inside the 10 near the goal line. That's always a possibility.
So that's what, 200 to 1 if we just throw Helani to score?
Yeah, you get the 200 to 1. And that correlates with Kenneth Walker under rushing yards. Like he struggles, and Helani could play more and maybe more on running snaps, as where most people think he's going to play in the passing game, which he did in the last game.
And everybody's on the under 1.5 yards touchdown, so somebody's got to get it.
Right. Or maybe he catches a receiving touchdown too, right? I mean, we're betting the over 1.5 catches anyway, so I think that would be maybe like I would either do it with him or with JSN. JSN, you get up to 50 to 1 with a touchdown there. It's interesting to kind of think through these things. Mackenzie, why don't we just do one last one real quick before we get off, and just like try to get the most outrageous number here with 6 picks or less, like based off some of the stuff we've been talking about in these podcasts.
Just with 6 picks, or I was thinking, I mean, our kind of ideas are similar. We kind of see a similar game.
How high you want to go?
Just throw it all together. So we got the first quarterbacks under.
Okay.
We have Kenneth Walker under. The quarterback's first quarter under.
Okay, here we go. Okay. So we're going to do the same one you had.
Yeah.
Okay, so over for the game. Under. Okay. And, do I need to hit turn to SGP or not? Because
I think you do.
It's still showing as SGP. Oh, to get back to the dynamic odds, I guess. It's just annoying that you keep got to going back and forth with that. Okay.
Right. Right. So over for the game as well.
Okay, over for the game.
And then my last one on it was Hunter Henry.
Okay. Yeah, Hunter Henry. We had the where is it at? I thought it was up there.
Oh, so you have Drake May under his first half passing yards instead of Sam Darnold for the quarter. That 101.5.
Oh, first. Oh, my bad. All right, hold on. Let's do this again. Good catch there. Under first quarter for Darnold, and then we need under first quarter.
You have May 42.5.
How much I fucking hate scrolling through this menu, man. As someone who used to work in designing mobile apps and UI, like this is just like I feel like throwing my computer off the balcony right now. Okay. Sam Darnold under 49.5. First quarter passing yards. Okay. What are we missing now in here?
Hunter Henry was the other one.
Hunter Henry. Let's go. Hunter Henry. Where are you at, man? Hunter Henry, come on down. 40 plus, back to 36 to 1. Okay, now
we throw in Kenneth Walker under.
Okay, let's do the receiving since we're here. So we had George Helani, not receiving yard. Well, what was receiving yards 10.5.
It's the one below you just said it.
Okay. My goodness gracious. Receptions over under.
Oh, receptions, okay.
Yeah, receptions over under. Gosh. Come on, DraftKings.
55 to 1, nice.
And what is this? Okay, so I hit Douglas. I was like, wow, that's a big boost right there. It's only taking you 10.
Yeah, so we don't have to add the yards if we already have his catches
we'll keep that off. All right, so we're going to George Helani. We're JSN receptions as well.
Yep. 7 plus.
Does it matter 7 plus? It's going to be the same as the actual over-under, right?
It should be the same.
Okay, let's just double check that because
so that was 70 to 1.
85 to 1.
Wow, it's a lot better. That's okay. Oh no, it's 85 to 1. Okay, it was the same.
Yeah. All right. Now what? I'm already forgetting. Okay, Ramondre Stevenson receptions. We got 3. Oh, you know what? So we don't have to do the over under.
We could do 3. We could do 2.
Let's stick to
3. Let's get the craziest number.
Oh, you want to do the 210? Okay, yeah.
No. I was thinking 3 plus. 3 plus is plenty. We don't have to go crazy.
Okay. Hold on. Let's go back here. 3 plus. So that was the original prop we gave out 2 pods ago.
Yep.
Okay, now we got the 3 receptions. Now we need
Kenneth Walker.
And Travion Henderson. Okay, let's get those in. For the unders, you obviously got to scroll down here. So rushing yards over under Kenneth Walker. All right, we're going to go under here. Puts us at 250.
250? Wow, that doubled the payout. It seems like an extra. It seems like it should be more. I'll take it.
The only real conflicting prop would be the over, right? Just over 45.5.
Right, but I mean, it's going to be a lot of catches. It's going to be a lot of passing for both quarterbacks, so it makes sense that it could fit.
Right, which fits into how the strengths of each defense. So I think that has merit. So let's see if we can.
And Henderson
We can't. We still can't
do
do
under. You can do under 18.5 yards. We remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Trey Henderson rushing yards. Under 18. So hold on one second. Do they have the rushing receiving under for Henderson?
Because you just don't think he's going to play. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't think he's going to play on passing downs at all.
Right. Good call.
But I don't see that though.
Rushing, receiving Henderson right there. I'm pointing it so you can see my finger. It's above Drake May rushing attempts.
Oh, okay. There we go. Got it. All right. So it's the same. You still get to 500 to 1.
I mean, it seems more likely, or you like combined better if you just don't think he's going to play on passing downs. You could. I guess if May is going over, he might have more opportunities.
I want to see this. He had played 4 snaps in the last game, 1 passing snap, 3 rushing snaps. He's essentially playing both, but I just want to see his. Let's just see his targets real quick. I just want to see because they've been trending down. 1 catch for 9 yards, 1 catch for 8. I mean, we all know he's such an explosive player. I don't want the flukiness of catch the pass out.
You could have 1 catch in the whole game.
Yeah. So I want to stick to the rushing on that, even though
especially if it's the same payout because we have May over, so that's
right. Yeah, that's
obviously much better to get a rushing under.
No, that's a great point right there. So it looks like we didn't get to 500. We went to 475.
But I think the reason makes sense. You'll be happy with your 48 to 1.
Oh, they replaced one of our bets.
Dynamic odds. They be changing.
Okay. So is that something that just they'll just do that automatically? I
mean, I just put in my 36 to 1 parlay and it was 37 to 1. So I think they just updated. It makes sense.
No, but they removed one of your props.
Oh, they actually removed it. There might be
they removed it.
There might. I mean, it seems like 500 to 1 is the cap.
Okay, so yeah, so you either can't go over 10 picks or you can't go over plus or 500 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess we tried. Do we want to replace anything out of here with the Drake May passing? But that's what they took out. They took your Drake May.
Okay, yeah, because Drake May passing does seem. If you just take out Darnold passing, go Drake May passing, is it still 475 to 1?
Let me ask you this: would you rather take out the game total over or take out the Sam Darnold?
Given the rest of these things, I'm worried about a 27 to 10 game where Darnold throws. May throws a lot, but red zone inefficiency. Yeah, take out the over.
Okay, all right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, 240 to 1.
And we want his passing yards we were at what 220?
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, so we get to 350. So they were saying we were too correlated, I guess, with that. Or
box me if I go too wild.
Okay, so look. Okay, I just want to clarify because if we click the over back again, it says
some of your picks have been replaced. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
When the bookies are scared, Warren Buffett style, that's when we get greedy.
So you saw the 2 options. I think with the let me. I'm just going to do this one last time. Just bear with me, whoever's listening here now or in the future. I'm just going to put May back in because if we had to pick, I think we would prefer May.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
220.
In order it's the same odds. So that's
okay.
I think that's better,
350 to 1. 350 to 1.
Book it.
Okay. There you go.
$10 wins you $3,500.
We got the trifecta, the half dozen special from Mackenzie, the half dozen special from myself. I was hoping we get to a full dozen or even a baker's dozen here, but I guess DraftKings is they're a little screwed here. So
yep.
But anyways, this has been a fun exercise. Mackenzie, I appreciate you hopping on. We've done a lot of prop video show content this week, but I think it's been useful for myself to talk through things with you, with Scott. I'm sure we'll be back on in the future. Maybe we'll talk some NBA betting. Maybe we'll talk some NFL draft betting when the time comes for that as well. But
maybe we'll talk some life.
We'll talk some life. That's right. Yeah, this is the BetLife podcast after all. So we're gonna brew up some off-season quote unquote content for you guys that are listening here. Now that our official New Year's is coming, aka the Super Bowl and NFL season ending here. So Kenzie, appreciate you hopping on. Have a fun trip out. Safe trip out to Radio Row. Where can we catch you guys? Where are you guys going to be doing shows in terms of like what time, what day? What's the
I know
plan?
Quinnipiac University has booked us. We have 7 different colleges we're doing. Also going to hopefully hook up with the SIC people, David Chow and his people. Hope to see them out there. Had some good talks with them. But betterday.com. We will do a live stream if you're a premium or inside member, or if you just like the free podcast every day, 5 days a week. We tell you everything you need to know to make today and every day a better day. BETTOR, by the way.
Still follow Mackenzie, even though he's locked out of his account on Twitter at Mackenzie Rivers. What's the thing you're talking about with the schools again that you guys are doing?
Oh, just college radio hits. There's terrestrial radio, somewhat of a dying breed, but Quinnipiac University, I think Bryant University, they're going to have booths. We're going to hook us up. Shout out to BetLife for getting us those spots. And
we'll sweet. Yeah. Believes those are good people over there. Worked with them at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette as well. That sounds cool, man. Well, make sure to give us a review if you can on the BetLife podcast feed, on the Better Day podcast feed, as Mackenzie mentioned. Make sure to check out bettingpredators.com for all my DFS player prop and fantasy rankings for best ball and dynasty rankings as well. Big changes there coming soon that I'll be excited to announce in the coming weeks. Make sure to check out Better Day on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Mad Journalist. That's MADD Journalist.